Hey, 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 hey! Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. How we all do? See, we already have some comments in the chat. What's up? What's up? Happy Friday. So let's get straight to it. Yeah, as always, if you're like me and you live and breathe reptiles, we're here for the clicks or the viral trends. We're here for the true passion. I started this show because I wanted a place for the real keepers and dedicated breeders to finally have a community within Europe where we can talk shop, share tips and tricks, and deep dive into the hobby that we love. We're doing that with one single goal, and that is sharing the passion that drives us. Every week, we sit down with some of the biggest legends in the game, and as you learn today, some of the newest up-and-coming prospects too. My name is Roger with Pappy's Premium Pythons, and this is Pappy's Premium Pod. Quick disclaimer, guys, Pappy's Premium Pod is sponsored by Pro Herper. He is the European leader in reptile genetic testing, specializing in sex identification, genetic verification, and pretty soon disease testing as well. Join the global #Breed Different movement right now. Get the best value for your money and start testing with Pro Herper today to verify your reptile's genetic potential and maximize your collection's value. Pro Herper is known for their fast turnaround times, high quality tests, and European-wide accepted certificates. So guys, check it out, proherper.com. So, guys, as you know, we have a guest for tonight's episode, as always. Tonight's guest is a man that's currently in the trenches of building a legacy from the ground up. As the face of Opus Pythons, he is doing something few people have the courage to do. He is documenting his progress and every strategic investment on his YouTube channel for everyone around the world to see, which is obviously something you don't see every day, even though we have loads and loads of YouTube channels. You guys need to check it out. All links are in the description of the video on YouTube. Yeah, check it all out. So, as I was saying, he is a rising creator with top-notch quality, I might add, a rational student of the game, and a prime example of how to build a world-class collection in 2026 by starting with the right mindset and the right animals. He's proving that transparency is the ultimate trust builder in the modern market. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to us across from the UK to talk about his startup strategy and the future of the Opus brand. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Guys, please help me welcome Edward.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
What's up, friend?
Yeah, not much. Just excited for this, and thanks for having me on.
Man, it's a pleasure. Like you said, it's a pleasure. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Last couple of days, weather started picking up. Not so miserable here. So looking forward to the summer.
Which is a rarity.
Yeah, rarity in England, yeah.
I speak from experience. I did live in the UK for the best of 17 years or so.
Yeah, I remember you saying that actually, yeah.
Yeah, I was in I was on the other side of the water, Northern Ireland.
Oh, Northern Ireland, nice.
Which is UK, for people who don't know. It is the island of Ireland, but there's a fairly big portion of it that belongs to His Majesty the King. Let's just say that. Obviously, politics aside and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's where I was for my teenage years and early adulthood. And I know all about the weather. So whereabouts in England are you?
London, so West London more specifically.
West side.
Yeah, West.
Very good. Let me just say hello to some of these people here in the chat. I see we had Amanda on early. DJ's Creations. JJ Snake Experts. How you doing? Happy Friday. Recto Boys. Very good. This is a new one. Haven't come across this one before. Our faithful mascot, Andy, here as always. And the Python Vault as well. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, 55 Productions. Also don't know this one. Oh, 555. Very good. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Let's get straight into it, man. Edward, how did you end up in this podcast? Tell us the story, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it starts as a kid. I went to a summer camp and I found a snakeskin on the floor, which is quite a rarity for the UK. There's not many species of snake here.
Yeah.
And I was just fascinated by it and spent the rest of the summer camp trying to find it. I'm pretty sure it was from a grass snake. And then always loved the wildlife documentaries, David Attenborough, National Geographic, those kind of things, and seeing the reptiles and the snakes always fascinated me. A lot of people were always scared by them and freaked out.
Yeah.
And then I spent the next 10, 15 years trying to convince my parents to let me have a snake, which was very difficult because they weren't too keen on the idea of having a snake. And eventually I got to a certain age where they let me have a snake, which was recently. And because I'm still living at home, so, I had to convince them that, I'd take care of it and they wouldn't have to see it because they were that, scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're a bit more, they don't mind them as much. But so I went to a pet shop in London called Crystal Palace Reptiles and got my first snake.
Yeah.
Which was a clown, ball python. I didn't know anything about genetics. Obviously, I'd watched Brian Barczyk's videos and I'd seen Always Evolving Pythons and Canova, but I never really understood the genetics. So I just went off looks basically and picked out a clown.
The old grandma test.
Yeah.
Nice. And when was this for you? Because you said it was only recently. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but it says no signal.
My camera died. Very good. Sorry, I will keep on talking anyway, while I try to look into this. So how old were you when this happened?
I think this was 2021 when I first got my first ball python. So I was 21 years old.
21 years old. Very good. And did you say 2021?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still quite young.
Yeah, I'm 25 right now.
Yeah, cool. So you went. What made you decide to get a ball python then?
Well, I was always really into corn snakes and always wanted to have a corn snake. But then watching videos on YouTube and stuff, found out about ball pythons, and it was just the fact that it was more sort of exciting, it being like a python, even though they're not very exciting, they just sort of chill out. And the amount of colors and morphs that they have really drew me in, because with a lot of other species you don't have the same selection.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the morphs. Nice, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and when I got my first snake, I was never thinking about breeding. it had never crossed my mind. I just really wanted a pet snake, and so I had it in like a terrarium. I didn't have it in a rack or anything like that. It was only later, enjoying looking after a snake so much and watching Trap Talk and Always Evolving Pythons YouTube channel,
Yeah.
Brian Barczyk's YouTube channel, seeing the possibilities. I was like, that's like the coolest thing. Like,
Yeah.
creating your own snakes, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a pretty similar story to me, really. But I didn't get a clown. I got an all white snake, obviously, because when I saw those things, I mean, who doesn't love an all white snake?
Very cool, yeah.
And yeah, then obviously I discovered YouTube and Morph Market and all that kind of stuff, and World of Ball Pythons. You go down the rabbit hole, and yeah, I would say within 4 or 5 months, I was already buying a male to breed to that female I had gotten originally, and then I couldn't wait for those to grow up. So then I started buying in the adults to get into breeding straight away. It was, yeah, we all know how that story goes.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me when I worked out what Morph Market was. It was just spent so long on there looking at everything and seeing, the genetic calculator. It's, everyone says it, but it's true.
Yeah, for sure, for real. And so you mentioned that you're still living with your parents and stuff. Where do you do your breeding? Do you have like an outbuilding, or is it in the house somewhere?
Yeah, so at the moment it's in the house, in a spare room we have, but hopefully soon we're going to look at moving them outside into a different building.
So how did that conversation go with your parents then, to go from I have one snake in a terrarium in my bedroom to I need the whole separate bedroom to breed these things?
Honestly, it was I'm very lucky, I have to say that. Not many people's parents would let them do that. So, I definitely appreciate that. It was a long process trying to convince them and show them, like the process and them trusting me that I would keep to my word of looking after them myself and not having them have to deal with them. And it sort of coincided kind of with my older brother moving out, so then we had a bit more space where we could, in the future, move them to, and then we put them in there. And I feel like I started more conservatively than most people do. I feel like most people, they've all got that story of they get in and they just buy, but I didn't really have that, just because my parents were telling me to be sensible and look at it more strategically, and also listening to the podcasts, like Trap Talk, where they give out a lot of great information with the most top breeders, talk about don't make those mistakes of buying and then regretting it. Make sure you're going for what you want.
Yeah, exactly. I listened to all those things and I still made those mistakes anyway. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, it's a bit, well, kind of, you mentioned your parents, obviously, but for me, it was with my missus that we had already been together for, I don't know how many, we already had 3 kids when I said, you know what, I'm going to start breeding snakes.
Wow.
It was the process of, because obviously she was petrified of snakes, media brainwash, and you grow up listening to all these stories and stuff. And she's not from the big city anyway, so it was always like every snake is venomous, and they're gonna bite you, and they're gonna eat you, they're gonna rip your arms off, all those, all that kind of stuff. So it was a process for me to go and show her, like, no, that's actually, all of that is fake. That's not true. They only bite if they're scared, and if they bite, like, I remember there was this guy, I forgot his name, but he made YouTube videos with snakes, and he was showing off like a little baby snake around his neck, and they just right. So similar to that Steve Irwin clip on, I don't know, some show where the snake bites him and he's like, oh, look at that. Like no reaction, you know what I mean? So I was like, sure, see what happens if you get bitten by a snake? Like nothing happens. Like the thing's latched on his neck and he's just sitting there. Oh, so this happens. Okay. So it was that kind of stuff. So it was me like reprogramming your brain to say like, I can have these things around your kids. It's fine. And
definitely.
See, especially the first one I bought, she loves that bloody thing. Like she's like, oh, that's my baby, and we went out at night in the summer nights, and she takes it with her, puts her around her neck or anything. Yeah. She loves hanging out with Lucy.
I haven't got that far with my family yet. My sister, my parents, they won't even touch one.
I managed to get my sister to touch one. One time she was over, like she held one, like sort of like just like this, like I set it on her hand. But with my mom, it would take, I don't know, because she won't as much as look at a snake. Like if it comes like on TV or something, like she doesn't follow any of my social media pages, nothing. She's could be proper phobia. You never know. I mean, some people have it and it's fine, but anyway, so obviously you're not doing this full time, are you? Do you have a daytime job? Like,
yeah, I'm not doing it full time. I don't think that, you know, I can't just come into it straight away and do it full time. You know, I need to make sure I can actually sell some, make sure I can actually do it first to begin with.
Yeah.
That's and yeah, it's more of like a hobby thing at the moment. But
how many have you got?
How many have I got? I've only got 8 snakes at the moment in my collection. So
yeah, and are they all? How many clutches are you expecting to hatch this year? How many pairings have you done?
I've done 3 or 4 pairings, but I think I'm only going to get 1 clutch. I think one's, I don't have an ultrasound, which is a bit of an oversight. Maybe I should have got an ultrasound, but I feel like
it's one of those things that
it definitely helps from what I've heard, but I also think there's value in like learning the behaviors first off and
absolutely
going the old school way, so that when you do get an ultrasound, you've got that like foundation of like knowing what to look for and stuff.
Yeah. No, definitely. Because like I said, I was talking to you before the show, and for me, this year is going to be space and racks, and then I'll probably start looking into getting an ultrasound as well, because I feel like I've been pairing a lot of my snakes since October, November, I think was when I started. So I shouldn't really be pairing anymore, but well, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but like there's 3 or 4 of them that are still like, you could use a lock. Like you're not showing and you haven't stopped eating, like you're not cold seeking, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
That's when the ultrasound would come in handy, because you could just boop, done. Whether you could breed them or not. But yeah, I mean, in the future, I'm not in the rush for it. I want babies.
yeah. I don't think one of the hard things for, at least for me, coming in was, don't compare yourself to others, and
exactly.
There's no rush, because if you come in comparing yourself to others, which I definitely did, it just you're never going to get anywhere, because people have been doing it much longer than you. People have
took me a good while to get over that kind of stuff. So I remember even like that year when I said, you know what, I'm gonna, within my first year, when I decided, I'm gonna buy these adults to breed just so I could have eggs and stuff, and I was like, bro, I'm pairing, what was I pairing? I don't know, like a pastel spot nose head clown to an Enchi clown, for example. I'm gonna be making what, and a spot nose and cheek clown at best. And I'm watching Justin's videos, and he's coming out with krakens and Pompeys, and I'm like, bro, what's the point? What's the point? Like, I did go through a little dark patch when I was like, what's the point in even doing this? And then you're like, "Oh, I love these things, man. You know what?" And that's what I'm saying. It's good not to compare with others. Just do your thing. Do what makes you happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're obviously coming into this, and you're, well, like you just mentioned, you're hearing a lot from people who've been in the hobby for a while. I think this would be a fair question for you. Is like, what's the biggest lie that people tell themselves when they come into the hobby, when they start?
Biggest lie.
Yeah.
Biggest lie. Biggest lie is maybe the breeding and the fact that you just have to breed. You just have to breed, and everything will sell itself. I think a lot of people don't take into account you still have to work. You still have to create a customer base, get yourself out there, go on social media. You can't just produce a snake, and if people don't know that you've produced that snake or that it's even for sale, like, why are they going to go to your morph market over Justin's morph market? Why are they going to buy from you if they can buy from an already established person? And I think people just think, I can just breed and not have to do any of the difficult stuff. Breeding is still is work, but it's not as complicated as people might think.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's a great answer. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people just say, "Oh, I'm gonna breed these snakes, breed this to this, and then I'll have this." But then, what do you do with them once you've hatched them? Do you know what I mean? Are you gonna keep them all? I said a thing once. I think it might have been you actually. I was chatting to on the DMs, and I said, like, when you're whatever amount of clutches you've hatched, you need to be willing to keep all of them for yourself in the event that they don't sell. So you either make sure that you have, someone that you could sell to, whether it's a wholesaler or whatever, or you need to be willing to be like, I hatch these babies. I can't sell them. I'm going to have to house them. I'm going to have to grow them up, and I need a space for them. So, I mean, it's all and good. I could be, making, 30 clutches a year, but there's no way I could house 300 babies, after that season's done. So, I think people need to take that into consideration as well.
I mean, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons that I'm only expecting one clutch, because I'm not in a rush to get to 10, 20, 30 clutches. I want to be really specific about what I'm breeding, why I'm breeding it.
Exactly.
I want to make sure that I can take care of them if no one ever wants them. I want to make sure that I've got the space for them. Whereas if I go in over my head, then that can lead you into tricky water.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I've got some animals that I could breed, that I'm not breeding just because I don't think that there's any value in it for me. If it's not going to advance what I'm trying to do, if there's not the kind of, and this is all stuff I've learned from other people. This is not,
of course.
If I'm not going to at least keep one of the snakes in a clutch, if I'm not going for something I want, I'm not just going to produce it just to produce a clutch to sell a clutch. I just don't see much point in that, and I think that's kind of quite unfair on the animals, you know.
And that's what's again going back to all the advice that I had gotten when I came in, and I just decided to ignore. I made all those mistakes. Buying and pairing snakes just for the sake of pairing. But it is what it is. Lessons learned, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, everyone learns those lessons.
Yeah. So for you then, what is your vision then right now? Like, what are you trying to achieve, you know, animal wise?
Yeah, well, I really love Ultramel. And
My boy, yeah.
Ultramel, yeah. I really like Ultramel Clown, and I think that, you know, coming in, people have done so much with so many other projects, but I feel like Ultramel Clown, there's still loads that people haven't done with it. You know, there's so many different combos that we look at without Ultramel, and we go, look how amazing that is. Imagine if we put it in Ultramel, you know. So looking at doing some Ultramel Clown stuff, and, you know, hopefully one day get into puzzle as well. I really like the potential of the Ultramel puzzle, and, you know, Hypo DG puzzle, but definitely the Ultramel colors got me, like, seeing them got me, you know, hooked.
Yep, I love it. It's also my favorite thing, as you probably know.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
And it just ages so well as well. You know, I bought all hatchlings basically in the beginning, so seeing them age, I haven't really had the problems that people go on about with ball pythons aging, or they look worse. That, you know, with Ultramel, it's like they look amazing as adults.
Very good. Yeah. So where would you want to be? Like, what would be the ideal scenario for you next year then?
I mean, I guess just an improvement on where I am now. You know, I'm not sure what that would be, but just keep moving in the right direction every year, and just have fun with it.
Are you still buying in animals for those projects that you're thinking of long term?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Being what you have, do you want to grow even more?
Yeah. So right now I'm not. Well, I have got one animal on the way, but I'm not really buying any animals at the moment. I've kind of stopped, and, you know, gonna work with what I've got. And if in the future I need to add in some other stuff, or, you know, if we sell anything and then, you know, use that to reinvest, then definitely we'll do that. But right now, I'm not actively buying at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. And what else to say? I know you're still very new into the hobby and stuff, but, you know, what advice would you give, you know, someone starting today, for example? Like, if you get into this hobby and ball pythons and stuff, what advice would you give them?
I would say listen to experienced people. You know, seek out experienced people, talk with experienced people, and listen to them. But make sure you're talking to the right people. You know, people that have got a good reputation, people that aren't going to mess you about, people that aren't going to take advantage of you. And, you know, just put yourself out there. Don't be scared, because there's some really good people in this industry.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I saw you. Well, you obviously, I mentioned, and during the YouTube channel, you have some pretty good videos there. I mean, the one obviously the one you made. So I mentioned the quality. Obviously, in my opinion, it's great. It's very very Leviathan-y. Do you know what I mean? Like
Leviathan,
documentary type of video. I really good quality. Just tell me what camera you have. But
Yeah.
so what was it like then getting to know you obviously you went to Gavin's place and you did a video there showing off his stuff. Like you mentioned people, what was it like for you then to come into the hobby as a as a newbie basically and talking to all these big dogs? Like what was it like for you?
Yeah, well, first I'll shout out to Leviathan. They make some amazing videos, and their videos I watched early on as well. They definitely inspired me to get going and making good quality content. But to talk about, I mean, Gavin, I also did a video with Tom Wolf from SWR Shipping, Wolfie Royals,
Well,
and it's just like reaching out to them. They were both amazing people, gave me so much time, gave me so much information, allowed me to come into their space, and it can take a while to film some of those videos. Gavin gave us a lot of time, and just genuine people who want to help. People generally do want to help you in this hobby, and I've definitely experienced that.
yeah, so you would say you were welcomed with open arms, right?
Yeah, I was definitely welcome with open arms. Gavin welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah,
Wolfie welcomed me with open arms. It's good, and even people from different countries, which is just amazing to be able to connect to different countries. You were in Portugal, obviously. I've sort of connected with a lot of people in the US. One of the first people to ever get back to me was Emilio from Valerino Reptiles.
Yep.
And I'm a nobody, and he got back to me straight away and was like, come join the V Unit, see how it is, which is his subscription group, and I've been in it ever since. It's been amazing.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Are you part of any other like Patreons and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I'm part of the V Unit. I'm part of Gavin's Patreon, and I recently joined Royal Canadian Reptiles Patreon.
RCR, yeah,
Will, yeah.
Royal American Reptiles.
Yeah, and I was also part of DJ from Reptiles for Centuries Patreon, which he started recently, which is another great Patreon. So that's actually who I'm got an animal coming from.
Nice.
So it should be.
It's definitely Ultramelon Sunset, right?
No, it's not. It's not Sunset. Sunset
Ultra.
That would be crazy. But no, it's it's part of the Ultramel project.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get that soon.
The Zebra DG Hypo that he may or may not have hatched.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, he's another one who makes great videos. There's so much stuff out there that
for sure.
You can really learn a lot.
Yeah. So you definitely think that because I put my hands up. I'm not a part of any single Patreon. I never thought I would get enough benefit from it, so I just never joined. Plus, for me, thinking about it, it's just a lot of time to obviously read and participate and chats and whatever. But would you not agree with that? Would you say it was definitely beneficial and helpful and all that kind of stuff?
They definitely helped me. Getting information from more experienced people, but also having people who are just getting in the hobby as well, like you are. In those communities, and it's just a lot of them. I mean, even some of them, I've kind of just been on the sidelines. I haven't been too involved with it. So you don't have to get completely involved in it, but just being able to speak to those people, being able to reach out to some really experienced people. There are a lot of benefits. Some people give you credit for the money you put into the Patreon.
That's pretty cool. I know they do that. A lot of the ones in the States they do that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they also have videos, exclusive videos that you can only see on the Patreon, which are really good. Definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah,
so, I'd say they're worth it, but it's all about what you want to get out of it.
Yep, teach their own. But okay, let me take a quick sponsor break to highlight our show sponsor, and then we'll get right back into some more animal related stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So this. Okay. So guys, check out Pro Herbert. He is sponsor for this podcast. Order your tests now at proherbert.com. It's a company trusted by more than 1,000 breeders all over the world, not just Europe. He's got connections everywhere. And basically any shed tests that arrive by Wednesday will get the results by Friday, the same week. And guys, check out ball python tests. He's got more tests, all the stuff that we know of that is available. I see lace there on the list, zebra or zebra, whatever you want to say. Different strains of fire, different strains of ultra male, all the good stuff. Lace, I think I've said lace already. Mandarin, some of the big ones more recently. Speaking of, I still need to send mine. I have a Mandarin test I need to send out, and I keep postponing it, and it never gets done. So don't do that, guys. Order your test at proherbert.com. All morph tests between 1 and 9 animals costs 35 euros per test. Between 10 and 49 animals, 30 euros. But more than 50 animals is 25 euros per test. An additional test on the same animal is an extra 20 euros. So check out proherbert.com. Pappy's Premium Pod is sponsored by Pro Herbert, and we appreciate them backing the pod. So back to it. Anyway, let's get into more like genetics and stuff like that. All the interesting stuff. What's one gene that you think is being slept on right now?
Recessive gene or?
We can answer both.
Okay. I honestly think that ultramel is slept on as a recessive gene. And as an incomplete dominant, or however we're supposed to say the gene name, dominant. One that's slept on. What would I say?
Ultramel's a good answer.
Yeah, ultramel, I think is slept on. I think I feel like a lot of the co-dominants get a lot of recognition. Like I can't really think of one that's like that I've personally had experience with that is being slept on. But I'm sure there's one out there. But yeah, I have a very small collection, so not too sure.
I don't know what's going on with my camera today, guys. I apologize, but technology, right? Computer says no.
It's very temperamental.
A lot of people will not get that reference. But anyway, okay, so have you gotten rid of any of the animals you've bought, like when you started up or anything?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, because I was going to ask you if there's anything that you. Well, actually, you could still answer the question. Is there any project that you got into when you started that now you wouldn't get into?
I mean, I have made mistakes. I would say there's definitely like just like a combo het clown, that I bought. Maybe I didn't need that, or maybe it's not the most useful to me. But that was early on, and you sort of all go through that kind of thing. There's not a project because I'm not in many projects, so far there hasn't been a project that I've been in that I'm like, why did I get into this? I shouldn't have got into this. There's projects that I've like looked at online and thought, oh, that will be a good project, or I really like that. But then, months later or years later, I'm like, actually, I've kind of changed my mind about that. Or, yeah. So definitely had that happen.
Yeah. I was going to develop on that, but yeah, I think it's fine. So, what's the most like gene-packed animal that you have?
Just like quantity-wise of genes.
Yeah, or in fact, actually, scratch that. Let's just say, what's your favorite animal in your racks right now? Yeah, and does it change? I think does it change? Because for me, it used to change all the time. I think it's still...
Since I got the Stranger Ultramel Het Clown, I think it hasn't changed much about what is my favorite one in my collection.
It's not mine, and it's my favorite.
yeah, it's really nice. I love that snake. I mean, I love all of them. Definitely a fan of that. And my most gene-packed snake is one I got from Canova, which is a Mojave red stripe, black-haired leopard, possible firefly ultramel.
Oh, and ultramel.
Yeah.
Visuals. Wow, nice. What was it? Mojave red stripe,
leopard, black-haired.
Wow. Leopard bracket. Oh, ooh, stripy.
Yeah, it's kind of wiped out the pattern. The amount of genes are in it, which is like can definitely happen. But looking to get that into some other projects.
Is it a male or a female?
That's a female.
A female. Okay. Is she up to size?
Not yet. Little bit longer.
Damn it. Yeah. Oh, but the Stranger Ultramel Het Clown you've got is also female, right?
Yeah. That's the one I'm expecting a clutch from. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice. Yeah. What do you pair it to?
I paired it to a black pastel Wookiee Het Clown.
Black pastel Wookiee Het Clown. Okay.
So hopefully I can hit a Stranger Wookiee black pastel clown Het Ultramel.
Het Ultramel, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That would be sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. To address the comments, I definitely got some more videos coming. It's just particularly this month, life has been crazy, and so but definitely also when the weather picks up here and I can shoot outside, definitely have some more videos coming out. So
yeah, I can definitely relate to that, because I mean, I did the episode last week with Matthias from Redbeard Exotics, and usually after the episode, I go over the video, I make some clips so I can post them during the week, and I got none done this week. Absolutely none. It was crazy. But anyway, so yeah, what other projects are you involved in without Ultramel and Clown?
Well, so Ultramel, Clown, it's a weird one because I was supposed to be in the Lace project, Lace Clown project, but as many people with experience with Lace, you need to shed test to make sure that it's Lace, and unfortunately, I got a Lace animal and tested it, and it wasn't Lace. So,
damn. Was it UK or was it imported from the US?
Yeah, it was from the US. I mean, it's a beautiful animal. It's a cypress fire, yellow belly, het clown, and obviously it was supposed to be lace.
Bright.
Yeah, very bright, very bright.
Did you reach out to the seller? Did they make it right, or?
Yeah, so did reach out, and sort of, it's quite hard with weather and when we ship. So I haven't got an animal yet from the US because we had to wait until we were shipping again, which should hopefully be soon. But yeah, the seller's definitely helping me out. So it's important to make sure you spend your money with the right people. That's another tip I would give. Make sure you're spending your money with people that, if anything goes wrong, actually have the capacity and the goodwill to help you out.
Yeah. Well, I've got a question for you, because also for me personally, I'm just like quick background. So like, I would be sitting in UK, Friday night. I feel like getting a takeaway, Chinese or something, and I would go through the app, make the order, and then it would show up at the bottom like a delivery, an extra 4 or 5 quid, whatever. I always felt like that shop is only down the road. I'm just gonna drive and get the stuff rather than paying for delivery. So I was never big into paying for delivery, and I'm still not till today. So for you then, if you're ordering animals from the US, with the shipping and everything, does it bother you at all that you could probably get, or does it not bother you because you want that specific animal? How does that work? Because I'm sure every time I speak to a guy in the US about an animal, and
yeah,
not so much the guys, but the shipping and stuff, it always puts me off.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you're ordering by yourself from the US, it would get pretty expensive. But I've been able to use SWR shipping, and obviously I think they do, like big orders. So when everyone's got an animal, everyone sort of pitches in to get it over here. So it's not been too bad. But yeah, I mean, definitely I've gotten animals from Europe. I've also gotten animals from the US. I mean, we've got some amazing breeders in the UK and in Europe. So definitely, I don't just look at the US to get animals, or don't just look at Europe. People like Prague Morphs, just like amazing stuff that you can get in Europe, and they're honestly, Prague Morphs are some of the best people to deal with. They're just great people. Can't recommend them highly enough. They've helped me out a lot. So yeah, I definitely don't just look at Europe or only look at the US. Like, if the quality's there and it's the animal I want, then I don't mind paying to get it in.
Yeah, that's the thing, because that's what I think about. Like, I know, especially at the start, obviously all is like, the big dogs, Canova, Oswalds, Aussie, all that kind of stuff. And then you message someone and you're like, oh, what's the shipping gonna be? And they're like, I don't know, $1,000 US, and you're like, plus money for the animal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then obviously now I'm getting to the stage where I want to get stuff in that I don't see anywhere else in Europe. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if I really, really want that animal, I have to pay the shipping to get it in. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just changes, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's like getting animals into Portugal, but I mean,
it wouldn't be the port; it would be the Germany, and then pick up at a show or something.
Right, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would trust for an animal to be shipped here, because our postal service and in fact any sort of service that we have here is absolutely diabolical. Like, people in Portugal, people would message me, "Oh, will you ship the snake?" And I was like, no. "Oh, why not? Such and such shipped me a snake and I don't know, a tarantula and a scorpion." And I'd be like, if his animals dies, that's on him. I don't trust the postal service enough to ship my animals with them. So no, it's not happening. You either come and get it, or you wait for me to go that way sometime. Yeah, I definitely don't trust. Yeah, it's one thing I think we miss in Europe in general is good shipping service like they have in the States.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, those guys.
And in response to Red Cloud Reptiles question, I think it depends on who you're dealing with, whether they factor in the shipping with the price. I know people in the US that I've bought from have come down on their price to sort of help with shipping a little bit. So that it's just, I guess, who you're dealing with, like negotiating that with them.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff. But I did get when was it? I had Guillaume from Caparan Reptiles on the show.
Yeah.
He does Canova imports.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was talking. He mentioned something like the Python Vault mentioned there in the comments. It's an extra 20% on top of the price of the animal for customs to release it or whatever. VAT tax, or what they call it. But yeah, it's and another thing is for Portugal, then the paperwork would be ridiculous. For imports, and actually, first of all, I would need to apply for an import license. You need to be able to import animals from outside Europe. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a massive loophole because I've spoken to people at that office and says, right, so what if the animal's shipped to Germany and I pick it up in Germany? Or I get it sent from Germany to here, and they're like, then it's coming from Europe, so you don't need anything.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know what you mean.
Import VAT, that's the VAT. There's no way around importing from other countries if you want to lead some projects. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we're talking about. So, okay. What's the next project you want to get into then? Or you would get into?
A puzzle, definitely.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah, definitely want to get into puzzle. Yeah.
What direction are you what direction do you want to take your Ultramel then? Into puzzle and clown? Because obviously you mentioned Ultramel clowns stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to explore Ultramel clown, but I also want to explore Ultramel puzzle, but obviously do it separately because they don't look great together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Would you go triple with any of those projects?
I don't know. I think because I'm so new, I don't want to start just chasing triple recessive projects because the amount of animals you need to be able to hit those is crazy. But also, speaking to more experienced people and stuff, I feel like the best of Ultramel is it's so good on its own that hypo does look good with it, but it doesn't add like crazy amount to the animal. So it might be worth just like making really good like double recessive Ultramels, and then without the Ultramel in puzzle or in clown going for triples.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's very good answer. Wish I had that mindset when I came in.
Well, it's more
go back to lessons learned.
Not me really, but more experienced people that have given me their time and spoken to.
Exactly. So I mean, this could be a bit difficult for you because you're in obviously not a lot of projects and stuff. But if you could keep one, if you could only work one for the rest of your life, what would it be? What has your heart?
It's hard to say because I haven't had that experience of producing my own yet. But I would say just because puzzle is somewhat less explored. I might pick puzzle because it's less explored than clown. But on the other hand, I feel like the pattern with clown can be manipulated so well that, and the flaming on the sides, I don't know if you can get the same thing with puzzle as easily. So it's tough, but I'd probably go with puzzle just because it's less explored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought you were going to say Ultramel there.
Well, no, I was factoring in Ultramel with it.
Oh, yeah.
But if just,
I guess the question was if you could only work a project, so it could be.
oh right, yeah. Then Ultramel
as a project, so
yeah,
it's fine. Ultramel puzzle, that's awesome. I've seen a couple on Morph Market, and
I think they look good.
I was impressed, to be honest. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of puzzles, so I guess that's
right, okay.
yeah. Some of the stuff you see coming out of Pragmorphs is absolutely insane, but yeah, just a puzzle on its own. Yeah. So I want to go back a bit as well, because you mentioned like your first ball python was a clown.
Yeah.
And you were just, when you bought it, was just basically going off the wow factor. Is that still the case? Like visually, are clowns your favorite things, or?
Yeah, I feel like just in its single form, I feel like clown is so impressive. And when I saw it in the pet shop, you know, they didn't have any puzzles or anything like that. They just had things, but it just the pattern of the clown, I just loved it.
Yeah.
So definitely clown is still very impressive to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we would say then that's what made you fall in love with ball pythons then, was clown.
Yeah. But also for pattern clown, but when I saw the color for the Ultramel, I was like, wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Very good. I think I already. I don't think I asked you then. What is your favorite codon? Or incomplete?
I would say it's tough between Stranger and Hurricane. But I might say I'll say Stranger.
Yeah, I would agree. Single, like if you obviously put them side by side, just playing Stranger to playing Hurricane. Yeah, I think Stranger wins all day, every day.
Yeah, but with Hurricane, you can do the super form, which is very impressive.
Yeah, I say, and it needs it, to be honest. But then again, there's because you see so much stuff nowadays. I guess it depends on the quality of the animal itself. Because I've seen some hurricanes absolute fire, and then some others that's like, are you sure that's a hurricane?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that. Yeah, I haven't got any, not yet. I really want it. I want to put it in the Ultramel, but it's just one of those things where, because I still see so much, you know, good and bad hurricanes, I'm still holding out.
Yeah, I think that's something that new people overlook as well. Is with most animals, you have to get a quality line. You know, you have to get quality. Whereas when you come in, you just think, oh, well, you know, I'll just buy that Stranger, or I'll just buy that Hurricane. But you know, don't buy it if it's not a good expression. You know.
Yeah. Cool. Another question for you. What's it like? Have you been to the show yet?
No, I haven't been to the show.
You haven't been? Okay.
I'm gonna try and go to a European show this year.
Anything in the UK? No.
No, not really. I mean, the stuff in the UK is quite hard to do the shows. You know, I think they just start getting bombarded by animal rights people, the venues that do the shows, and then they have to cancel them. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm still hoping to go to the Houghton show. So there's new legislation has passed in the Netherlands that's going to eventually end all the exotic pet expos.
really,
Yeah, I don't know. That news came out this week. I think started this week, maybe till end of last. Yeah. So we don't know when the last one will be. We might not get to June, but yeah, I'm really hoping I can get out to that one, especially if it could be the last Houghton show.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big hit. Yeah, we're only gonna have ham basically in Europe. And Verona, I guess. I think Verona is getting more and more popular from what I see in like group shots and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah.
So very good. I mean, listen, we've already hit the 1 hour mark. I usually try to keep it to 1 hour ish. Because obviously it's Friday. Some people might want to go out drinking. Are you gonna go out drinking? Do you drink?
Sometimes drink. Sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing after this, but who knows? Yeah.
Well, let me do some quick questions just to get to know you a little bit more. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee, nice. Italian or French food?
Italian.
Italian? Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Nice. Do you prefer fine dining or some good grub?
Yeah, good grub probably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it has to be, right? English breakfast or Sunday roast, right? That's a big thing over there.
Yeah.
With Yorkshire pudding and everything. Are you a beer or wine guy? Or something else?
Yeah, I don't really. I'm more of a whiskey guy. I don't really like beer or wine.
Nice. I'm more of a whiskey guy. I was actually gonna put that. I was gonna add that. Maybe whiskey, but yeah. What's your favorite whiskey?
Jameson.
Jameson. Good choice. Night out or night in?
Night in. Definitely night in.
Night in. Really? At 25, you said?
Yeah, I just like being in and watching a film or TV show or playing video games. Sit with the animals.
Cool. Yeah, I totally get that, but I'm 30 something. 5, 4. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Man, that's tough. I'm gonna say Chinese food. Chinese food.
Chinese? Okay. Yeah. Oh, but real Chinese or our version of Chinese food? Because apparently it's completely different.
Yeah, I mean,
have you been out there yet?
I haven't been to Asia, but like, I mean, I like the food they have. Chinatown in London, so I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the real Chinese.
Yeah, forget you guys have Camden and stuff. It's probably as authentic as you can get, right?
Probably.
Favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Okay, cool. I think we'll kind of skip this, but do you already have a snake room horror story?
Snake room horror story. I mean, I have one. When I just had the one snake and I had him in a terrarium, he actually escaped. By pulling out one of like the air vents.
Managed to pull out an air vent.
Yeah, with a
Wow.
wire that was coming through it. He like put his weight on the wire and like pulled it. And yeah, so I luckily found him. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
have had where I've frozen thawed rat and then they'd like sat on the rat or they'd hidden it, and so I was looking in there and I couldn't see it. I was like, okay, I guess they ate it. Didn't check good enough, and then just like, oh, what's that smell? Like a day
Yeah.
later.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, especially when they bring it into the warm end and
Oh,
it's
that's the worst. Yeah,
directly overheat.
the worst.
God. Yeah, fair enough. What about the opposite then? Best snake room moment.
Best snake room moment.
Any,
Best snake room moment is I'll say an animal I got from the US when it first ate for me was
Oh, okay.
yeah. So switching it over from live to frozen thawed when it first ate, I would say that was my best moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I've had a few of those actually. Yeah. Well, not switch it from frozen to thing, but just animals that I've bought and just didn't eat for ages. I had a
Yeah.
female that I bought a couple years ago. She didn't eat for like 10 months.
10 months, wow.
Easily, maybe more.
Wow.
And yeah, she just didn't eat. She lost a little bit of weight, not that much. I wasn't that worried. And then she laid eggs. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Fair
Like
enough.
I was pairing her still to see if I could get her going and stuff. Yeah, but she did the whole thing. She ended up laying eggs. She got to the stage where I thought she was gonna die.
Wow.
She on her urates. There's like this mucusy stuff. Like I was taking pictures and sending it to everyone. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody had seen it, and she's like always like in the water, like she was sick. And I actually got to a point where I got a big bowl and just put it in the cold side, and she was in the bowl all the time. And I brought it to the vet a couple times. Nobody, thought that she would eventually just lay eggs. Like when I saw them, I was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
I thought she was dying, and she laid eggs. But there you go. That's another different experience. That was the first for me.
They're pretty tough animals, ball pythons.
Yeah, and then she eventually she just started eating as normal, and I was like, "Ooh." Anyway, so you've already built your snake room anyway. You've improved from a terrarium in your bedroom. So what is your best snake room pro tip?
Pro tip. I'm gonna go with good lighting.
Nice one. I like that.
Yeah, because there's not great lighting in my snake room at the moment, and need to upgrade it because it just helps out with social media videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to get those. Like you've seen those like hexagon lights that people have. It comes in like squares. You just sort of put them up. I want to get something like that in here. I think it would be cool, especially with the shape of the room because it is kind of like a rectangle. But for now, I'm basically using the photography lights that I'm obviously using right now. Oh, damn, they're gone again. I think my camera's turning off on its own. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, unable to start live view. Please wait for camera to cool. I've never seen that before.
Maybe it's overheated.
Again, not something that has happened before. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up anyway. So yeah, as you know, the final stage of the podcast is for you to nominate the next. Hey, I'm here. Actually, let me do this. Is for you to nominate the next person to come on the show.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. Yeah, it has to be someone from Europe, right?
Yeah. The UK still counts as Europe, even though it's not the European Union.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I don't think that. I'm pretty sure they haven't been on your show. I'm gonna nominate Lavish Royals from the UK. They got some. They got some cool.
Nice. Yeah. I remember messaging Mel a while ago. Well, I think it was Mel. When it's a couple, like you never know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But I remember messaging them and they said, long story short, they said not yet. So yes, it'll help them. Make that decision.
Yeah, give them a push. Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Nice. Well, I mean, it's been great having you here. It's been a pleasure. It's great to hear someone else's perspective. So
yeah, no, it's been a pleasure to be on. Thanks for everyone in the comments who enjoyed the show and came to support, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully, we'll do this. Well, not so, but maybe next year.
Sure.
Yeah, hear movies and how you're evolved and all that kind of stuff.
Should be good. Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, man, bring it off screen, say goodbye to the people, and you can hang back if you want a bit more.
Cool.
So that big thank you to Edward from Opus Pythons for coming on and sharing so much valuable information with us. Round of applause for Edward.
Thanks for having me.
Later, man. All right, guys. So that was it. That was the episode with Edward. Thank you so much for everyone today. We've had a lot of people on. Nice. To have them on the show. As always, do me a favor if you've enjoyed this episode. Do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with another breeder or keeper. You guys know we're building this community together, and every bit of support helps us do just that. You can find more of my work at Pappy's Premium Pythons on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Morph Markets. You can find some of Edward's stuff on YouTube, Opus Pythons, on Instagram, Opus Pythons. All the links are in the description area of the video. Have a great weekend, guys. It's my birthday tomorrow, so looking forward to some quality food out with the family. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys next week for another episode of Pappy's Premium Pod. Stay focused on the passion and keep those projects moving. As always, Pappy out.